Okay, good morning. We are back. Yes, we are back. I think Diane's here. I think that's who's working that other side when I call for the pictures. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Now, Diane, the other day I noticed on social media that you have an event coming up. And why don't you tell me about it? I see it on social media. Uh, Truth in Education with Rhonda Thomas. If you can get that graphic, I want to promote that. I've always for years I've promoted Truth in Education with Rhonda Thomas, a dear friend of the show. They keep up. Hey, when I say my number one thing, it's our children. It's our children, and I've watched what they've done to the parents in the school. So Diane knows how I am about that. So whenever you get it, just let me know. I want to put it on the screen. I want to promote the Truth in Education event. I think you have her coming over to speak, Rhonda Thomas. So that being said, we're going to get right into. I was thinking the other day. Okay, so I'm listening to the deportation and everybody getting upset. Well, not everybody. Let me retract that. I don't know where I'm going with that. Many getting upset. Oh, they're going into this area. They're going into that area. They're going into schools. They're going into churches. They're going to do this. And I want them to get the dangerous. I want them to bring, if they could possibly do it, the most dangerous ones out of this country. So give me number 19, Diane. This is 19. Just a couple graphics before. This is from the New York Post. Get on and get. Trump will send up to 30,000 illegal immigrants to Guantanamo Bay. Tough place to get out of. So the other day I was thinking about this. Give me 25. And then we want 26, Diane. So the other day I have right here, number 25, the killers, child predators, the Tres de Agua thugs heading home as Trump raids up to 7,500 illegals in just 9 days. Now, number 26, here is a group picture of many that they rounded up. The picture of 10, all right, alien criminals arrested by ICE on Tuesday. In total, ICE caught 1,016 illegal migrants that day alone. Their charges include child pornography, child solicitation, child abuse, attempted murder, negligent homicide, drug distribution, aggravated assault, and more. In the lot was a deadly MS-13 cartel member and several other gang members and predators. So they're coming out of sanctuary cities, Chicago, New Orleans, San Diego, and elsewhere. Now, the point is, I've been looking at this. I'm thinking, we're going to send these people across the border and they're going to attempt to come back. How do we prevent the worst of the worst? Now, whether you want to talk about it or not, one of the ways that these gangs send messages is to dismember their victim. So they wanted to send a message. The cartels wanted to send a message, gangs. And in North Georgia, they took a young lady, Rosa, young Hispanic lady, I think from over around Gainesville or Tacula, anyway, brought her and dismembered her. I don't want to go into any more graphics. Dismember to send a message. These are evil people, disgusting, evil, demonic murderers. And I was thinking, we just send them back to their country. When are they coming back? So number 27 yesterday, and I'm okay with this. Number 27, Trump unveils a plan to send 30,000 of the worst to Guantanamo and get them out of here. And they're not coming back. So I'm thinking, when I heard this announcement, I'm like, why is he doing this? So Trump Gitmo video 6.
Today, I'm also signing an executive order to instruct the Departments of Defense and Homeland Security to begin preparing the 30,000-person migrant facility at Guantanamo Bay. Most people don't even know about it. We have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo to detain the worst criminal illegal aliens threatening the American people. Some of them are so bad we don't even trust the countries to hold them because we don't want them coming back, so we're going to send them out to Guantanamo.
We don't even trust the governments to hold them, so we're going to send them out to Guantanamo. All right, okay, 30,000? Listen, I want the drug stopped. I mean, this guy, opiate addiction. I always say to myself, don't get stuck somewhere. I could take you through little towns. And I love these places. Little towns through Ohio, little towns through West Virginia. Sad, really sad. Little towns through West Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky, Georgia. I could take you through these little towns in Tennessee. And the towns are just eat up with a drug crisis. Opiates, fentanyl, drugs. Destroyed, entire towns destroyed in this country. And, cleaning this out, I always go back. I won't do that. So, hey, you're going to put them in Gitmo? I can go with that. Give me number 18. This is, I want to show you this before I go to the next one as I'm talking about illegal immigration. This is a video yesterday. This is the Border Patrol deporting criminal illegal aliens back to Mexico from Texas. This is a bridge that connects Mexico and Texas together. Give me had here just a minute ago. Let's see. Yeah, give me video 12. Out of here. Number 3, Trump directs Pentagon and DHS to prepare migrant housing for Guantanamo Bay. All right, let me see if I have this here. I thought I had. Wait a minute. Let's see. I thought I had one with Pete Hegseth, but I don't. Now, the money yesterday that they were going to freeze. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. They retracted that memo. But it caused everyone to start bouncing off the walls. It exposed every single focus we need to have, laser focus that we need to have, and what agencies out there that we have to focus on in taking the money. They've been stealing trillions of dollars. HHS secretary, new on the job. Now, I'm going to give Kristi Noem a chance. Governor of South Dakota, I'm going to give her a chance to do the job that the president told her he wants done on the very first day. You could call it a stunt, whatever you want, but not Mayor Orcus. Kristi Noem, former governor of South Dakota, now Homeland Security, Secretary of Homeland Security, was in New York City, full gear, helping and assisting with deportations in New York City with ICE. And this one, I really like this one right here. Here is Homeland Security. Now, Mayor Orcus, you got to think, it's not even a month ago. They've been stealing from us the money, these NGOs, video. I want an investigation. When Pam Bondi is confirmed, I want a full investigation into all these NGOs. I want to open their books. I want to get the money trail and how it got back to possibly Mayor Orcus and friends. Video 2, Kristi Noem.
So now let's turn back to the border quickly. Now joining me is the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, who has an exclusive announcement on more action her department is taking. Secretary, thanks for being with us here today. I understand you have something to share with us that we haven't heard yet about what you're going to be doing at DHS.
Yes, well, thank you, Will, for inviting me to be with you. Today, we are announcing that we have stopped all grant funding that's being abused by NGOs to facilitate illegal immigration into this country. So it's amazing to me the hundreds of millions of dollars that have been spent by the federal government that has been sent to NGOs to facilitate this invasion of our country. So I've taken action to stop those funds, to reevaluate them, and to make sure that we're actually using the taxpayer dollars in a way that strengthens this country, that keeps us safe. So I think people are curious when we look at grants that are given out by federal agencies at how they're utilized, and that evaluation needs to be done. We're not spending another dime to help the destruction of this country. We're going to make sure that we follow through on what President Trump has promised, and that's to make sure that we're securing our border, departing those who are here illegally, and committing criminal actions, and that our taxpayer dollars aren't spent to help it.
So if I'm making a list, what do I have to do first? First things first. I got to stop the money. I have to stop the money. Now, I know firsthand the NGOs down in Atlanta that were facilitating the flights. Remember, State Senator Colton Moore went to the Atlanta airport, videoed the NGOs, videoed the people coming in, and we had flights all across this country, and every time one of these planes landed and the illegals got off, and they go through the airport, they go through, you and I have to go through all of this screening to get on a plane, off a plane. You had to go through all kinds of screening, your ID. You can't fly in this country without a barcode. You can't fly in the United States of America without handing your driver's license and it going in a machine and a barcode is scanned. And they know where you're at, where you're going, and they know right then who you are. But God forbid in California you ask for that ID to vote. But you can't get on a plane. They have to secure your flight, not the vote. They don't secure the vote. They secure your flight, is what they're telling you. But they put these people on planes. No documentation whatsoever. Flew them around the country. But everywhere they landed, there was an NGO, a non-governmental organization that receiving hundreds of millions of dollars to facilitate an invasion on our country. We have been paying to have our country invaded. These Democrats have been involved in the invasion. They're part of it. They should be in Gitmo. But the first things first is to stop this NGO money. Stop it in its tracks. I mean, and trust me, the word gets over on the other side. Oh, wait a minute. This morning, when we get there, we don't get credit card. No credit card. We get there, we don't get free motel in Chicago. No. We get there, we don't get, clothes and no. They shut it down. Who? Trump shut it down. On the other side of the border, they were yelling, Biden. I don't want to tell you what they're saying over there. But NGOs, I loved it. One more with Kristi Noem, and we'll get out of that because I want to get to RFK in just a minute. I want to get to RFK and some of the things that were said yesterday. Now, and the military, some of these things that are turning around immediately. Let's see. Give me, where's it at? Give me video 16. Mayorkas should be in prison. Video 16.
In the Department of Homeland Security, Secretary Mayorkas put in place an 18-month extension of the temporary protective status. I rolled that back. I rolled it back to the 6 months that it always has been, and he really put that in place to tie my hands, my ability to keep integrity into this program. So this program has been in place for years. We're going to make sure that it's used properly, and that's the president's heart and desire as well. So when the president gives a directive, the Department of Homeland Security will follow it, and we're going to make sure that those who come in under a program, under a visa, and are here in this country, that they're following the rules of that program. That's been abused over the years, and it needs to be fixed. To those folks who are in violation of these programs, they need to recognize that they're accountable to that. They agreed to follow the rules when they came, and that they need to be held accountable when they don't follow them.
Venezuelan protective status. Mayorkas did that on purpose before he left. They tried everything, but now the rolling back the memo. Well, I'll talk about that on the next break. I'm up to 9 o'clock. I do want to put this up right here. Where's Elon Musk staying these days? Where's Elon Musk sleeping these days? Give me number 29. Number 29, Elon Musk. Trump offers Elon Musk the Lincoln bedroom at the White House as First Buddy turns DOGE office into his personal sleeping quarters to lead government purge. So he is identifying things over there in DOGE, and he's working away at DOGE. Department of Government Efficiency. Now, the building in the back, that is the executive branch office building. And that is on the grounds of the White House. So the executive branch has its own office building over there. There's only so many offices down on the West Wing, but the executive branch, the staff works in that office building. DOGE was given so many offices in that building, and he has turned one of them into a bedroom there. So he is staying, for the most part, on the White House grounds in the office building. And Trump said, why don't you just stay in the Lincoln bedroom? There you go. So Elon may be moving in the White House down the hall. Just saying. Interesting. Now, one more here. Let me get to this one. This is like a traffic ticket, number 31. This is equivalent to a traffic ticket for this guy. But in reality, it is something. Meta to pay Trump $25 million settlement for shutting his accounts after January 6th. President Trump on Wednesday settled a lawsuit that would require Meta to pay about $25 million, most of which will fund the president's library. Okay. Multiple outlets reported. So it's more or less Mark Zuckerberg making a donation to the presidential library is what it is. And that's the settlement for him taking down and asking for forgiveness for taking down Trump's accounts on January 6th. Now, just saying, Mark Zuckerberg getting awful friendly. I have one more I want to, before I go into the RFK. I always say the JFK, the RFK. And I have several things for the Georgia Hour. Let's go here. Number 13. I absolutely, 11. Go 11 and then 12. And then we'll go 13 and 14. We'll try the in order. All right. Diane, I didn't get the Valentine's Day graphic put in this morning. I didn't think about it if you have one, because I want to do that in Truth of Education before we go to break. Number 11, Trump issues orders on K-12 indoctrination, school choice, and campus protest. Excuse me. Number 12. This is an executive order that happened yesterday. Trump's executive order on ending radical indoctrination of K-12 schooling seeks to block federal funding for schools that include what the administration describes as gender ideology and critical race theory in the classroom. This is big. We have to take back our schools. We have to get Board of Education that understands that from the people, the parents. We must clean out the Board of Education in your local county or however it works where you're at. And we must get people in place that understand that the indoctrination of our children will not continue. It will not. So go ahead and bring in number 13, ending radical indoctrination. Now, this is the executive order from the President of the United States. This is from the White House on January 20th, just yesterday. Number 14, by the authority vested in me, as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, it's hereby ordered. Section 1, purpose and policy. Parents trust America's schools to provide their children with rigorous education and to instill patriotic admiration for our incredible nation and the values for which we stand. In recent years, however, parents have witnessed schools indoctrinating their children in radical anti-American ideologies. We're deliberately blocking parents' oversight. See, that's big. This is the president of the United States signed this. Deliberately blocking parental oversight. Here's your chance. Do you not realize this is your chance? If you're out there in America and you're a mom and you're a dad and you just seem like you're fighting an uphill battle and who's behind you and is anyone going to support you? Here's your chance. The president of the United States understands that they've been deliberately trying to block parental oversight. Such an environment operates as an echo chamber in which students are forced to accept these ideologies without question or critical examination. In many cases, this is in the executive order. Okay, this is not New York Times. This is not, some publication, some spin out there. This is the executive order from the White House that has Donald J. Trump's signature on it. Ideologies without question or critical examination. In many cases, innocent children are compelled to adopt identities as either victims or oppressors solely based on their skin color and other immutable characteristics. In other instances, young men and women are made to question whether they were born in the wrong body and whether to view their parents and in their reality as enemies to be blamed. Bam! Right there you have it. We have set up a system that we have to take down, the school system that allows for children their freedom of expression. Maybe you were born in the wrong body. No, you weren't. These practices are not only arid critical thinking, not only erode, these practices not only erode, critical thinking, but also sow division, confusion, and distrust, which undermine the very foundations of personal identity and family unity. You can't beat these executive orders. Stop the funding. Now, what you need to do is take these executive orders to your state and ask your state what they plan to do in stopping what's happening in your school system, what's happening to your children. It's amazing to me. I love that executive order. Let's see. I have a couple more Trump clips. We're going to do those afterwards. It's 9:07. Diane, go ahead. Do you have the Valentine's Day one? Don't forget, folks, you can join us on Valentine's Day or the Valentine dinner on February 8th. Well, that's just around the corner. That's next week, right? That's next Saturday night. Wow. Just like that, it's here. Then Truth in Education. Diane, put that graphic up. Truth in Education, February 15th, 9 a.m., down there. And is that in Gilmer? The Gilmer American Legion, February 15th at 9 a.m. Truth in Education with Rhonda Thomas. So, and that is at the American Legion in Gilmer County, February 15th at 9 a.m. Truth in Education with Rhonda Thomas. Just an amazing person, great organization, and they fight. That's the only way I know how to put it. They fight for our children, to protect our children. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back, Talk about RFK. I have to get there. Mark Milley, I have one on there. If you're not at work by January 6th or February 6th, you're going to get fired. We got a lot to cover. Then we have the Georgia Hour. Take a break.